Infinity Blade 2 follows on from the events of Infinity Blade, telling the story of Sirius, a badass knight with a penchant for slaying titans twice his size with nothing more than a sword and shield. He spent his life training to defeat the God King, a task he finally accomplishes at the end of the first game.
You do realize that now every Deathless in the world is going to come hunting you.
Now, he's a hero without a purpose, but rather than sit around the house twiddling his thumbs and watching X Factor, he goes on a quest to find the Worker of Secrets, and that's where you join him at the beginning of Infinity Blade 2. Why he's seeking the Worker of Secrets is one of the mysteries you uncover over the course of the game, along with who exactly the God King is. Sirius also seems to suffer from selective amnesia, and doesn't really know who he is either, adding one more mystery for the pile for you to solve. Yes, the story is a little convoluted, but thankfully there's plenty of kick-ass battles to take part in along the way. Thanks to some very responsive touchscreen controls, slashing your sword in those battles is a piece of cake, but remember, Infinity Blade 2 isn't your typical hack and slash fare. If you go waving your sword around willy-nilly, you're going to get very hurt very quickly. Combat is similar to Nintendo's Punch-Out! Your opponents have a very specific set of moves they perform, such as sword strikes, kicks, and punches, or magic spells, along with tells that let you know what's coming, such as long swings and run-ups. It's only by blocking, dodging, or parrying those attacks that you can break your opponent, after which you can indulge in all the epic sword swinging action you want. And if you can keep your bloodlust under control, smooth swiping lets you perform combos that deal more damage, and look pretty darn cool too. While it might seem like dodging and blocking are the best ways of avoiding an attack, mastering the parry technique is key to making it through later battles alive. You only have a limited number of dodges and blocks you can perform in battle, so if you exhaust them, it's game over. What aren't limited are parries, but they require a little more work than simply pressing a button. Try to anticipate your opponent's swing and swipe in the direction it's coming from. Keep an eye on the timing, some opponents swing fast, while others take more time. If you get it right, you're rewarded with a satisfying clash of swords and a successfully defended attack. Watch out for the random quick-time events though, they can take you by surprise. And if you're not super quick with your tapping, you leave yourself open to more skewering than a Friday night kebab. Don't forget to change out your weapons. Some of the XP you gain after each battle goes towards your weapons and armour. Be aware though that once you've mastered them, the amount of XP you receive after battle goes down by a fifth, making it more difficult to level up. Swapping your weapons and armour out for something new means you can start the mastering process again. There's now more choice in what you can swap them out for too. Different weapon types affect your abilities, so if you buy a heavy weapon such as an axe, you lose some speed and your shield and dodging abilities, but you gain a huge increase in your attack power. Our favourite is dual wielding, which makes you much more nimble, allowing you to get in more attacks during breaks. You lose the ability to block entirely, but remember that parrying is king, so you shouldn't miss it too much. Let's face it, Sirius isn't one for obeying laws, so he has no problem picking up bags of loot from the street and claiming them as his own, no doubt depriving some starving orphans of dinner for the week. Those bags are littered across the environment. Remember to keep an eye out for them during cutscenes by moving the camera around. All it takes is a quick tap and you've got more loot to spend on upgrades. Also keep an eye out for keys, which you can use to unlock chests for free upgrades and new areas for you to explore. And if you're still stuck after that lot, try Tiddlywinks. We hear that's pretty easy to wrap your head around. Or darts. That's pretty much just drinking beer and eating curry, right?